Hi, I'm Aimee K. Bryant. Thanks for joining us tonight for Creative Chops, a virtual fundraiser for COMPAS. Starting at 7, this will be a live event, so we can talk to each other in real time. I mean, we can type to each other. If you log into YouTube Live, you can type into the chat box on the side of the screen. If you don't have a YouTube account, you can log in using your Gmail or Google account. We're also monitoring the email info@compass.org and the hashtag Creative Chops, so feel free to reach out to us that way too. Hi, I'm Aimee K. Bryant. I am an actor, singer, dancer, director, improviser, and a teaching artist with COMPAS. My adventures in COMPAS teaching artistry have taken me into classrooms, libraries, elder care facilities, onto gymatorium stages, and into adult daycare centers. This past year, I've worked with 5th graders to create and perform their own plays and played theater games with adults with disabilities. We all have the ability to be creative, but we don't always have the confidence. I recently watched a kid go from being the quietest guy in the room to being the lead in his group's play about water chickens. This would not have happened without COMPAS. Participants get the opportunity to discover their own artistry and the safe space and encouragement to explore it. I've spent a lot of time teaching theater virtually over these last 2 years, and these COMPAS residencies have been a point of connection and joy for lots of people in these otherwise dark and isolating times, including me. Your donation to COMPAS will help to spread the joy of creating with so many different kinds of people and give them the life-changing experience of discovering their own talents and the inspiration to do more than they ever thought possible. I am Aimee K. Bryant, your host for Creative Chops and a proud COMPAS teaching artist. Hi, I'm Aimee K. Bryant. Thanks for joining us tonight for Creative Chops, a virtual fundraiser for COMPAS. Starting at 7, this will be a live event, so we can talk to each other in real time. I mean, we can type to each other. If you log into YouTube Live, you can type into the chat box on the side of the screen. If you don't have a YouTube account, you can log in using your Gmail or Google account. We're also monitoring the email info@compass.org and the hashtag Creative Chops. So feel free to reach out to us that way too. Hi, I'm Aimee K. Bryant. I am an actor, singer, dancer, director, improviser, and a teaching artist with COMPAS. My adventures in COMPAS Teaching Artistry have taken me into classrooms, libraries, elder care facilities, onto gymatorium stages, and into adult daycare centers. This past year, I've worked with 5th graders to create and perform their own plays and played theater games with adults with disabilities. We all have the ability to be creative, but we don't always have the confidence. I recently watched a kid go from being the quietest guy in the room to being the lead in his group's play about water chickens. This would not have happened without COMPAS. Participants get the opportunity to discover their own artistry and the safe space and encouragement to explore it. I've spent a lot of time teaching theater virtually over these last 2 years, and these COMPAS residencies have been a point of connection and joy for lots of people in these otherwise dark and isolating times, including me. Your donation to COMPAS will help to spread the joy of creating with so many different kinds of people and give them the life-changing experience of discovering their own talents and the inspiration to do more than they ever thought possible. I am Aimee K. Bryant, your host for Creative Chops and a proud COMPAS teaching artist.
I was born creative, but I must work to stay that way.
Because my creativity is precious.
When I invest in my creativity,
I invest in a part of myself
that makes me not only better able to survive in this world, but to thrive. Because I am an artist.
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 Because I'm an artist.
A creative.
A visionary.
My voice matters, and I have something important to say.
I will develop creative new solutions to old problems.
Because creativity isn't a matter of the haves and have-nots.
It isn't a privilege of the young or a luxury of the old.
Creativity is for everyone.
I am a writer,
a dancer,
a sculptor,
a poet,
a puppeteer.
I am the future.
And I will change the world.
Hello. Welcome to the second annual Creative Chops. We're tonight as a community to have some fun and raise money to increase creative learning. I know we have people joining us from across Minnesota and from other states, so welcome. We're coming to you tonight from SPNN Studio, located in St. Paul, Minnesota, the traditional homeland of the Dakota people. Even though we are gathered virtually, you still have big roles to play tonight, because it is you, our live audience, who will select the 2022 Creative Chops champion. We also hope you'll type questions for our artists into the chat box or chat with each other. The chat is right there on the side of your screen. Or if you're watching us in full screen mode, scroll down and you'll see it. To vote or chat, you need to sign into YouTube. You can use your Google or Gmail account to do that. And remember, this is a family show, so please keep your comments friendly. You can also send us an email or tweet using the hashtag #CreativeChops. The other big role you play tonight is helping us reach our goal of raising $16,000. Thanks to our sponsors, RBC Wealth Management and 3M, every dollar you donate to Creative Chops will go directly to inspiring people through creativity. So, now that we're through all our already hard at work, this year we decided to give them a full 60 minutes to create a masterpiece. Instead of having you sit in front of your screen for an hour, we let them start a little early. So before we check in to see how they're doing, let's take a look back at what happened 40 minutes ago when the competition kicked off. Okay, artists, you each have 5 mystery items in your baskets. The only rule of this competition is that you have to use every item in the basket. Every single item. However, you're not limited to these items. You may also use anything you brought with you, as well as anything that you find in our craft pantry. So, are we ready to reveal the mystery items? You are, Chiaki? Yeah. You ready, Emmett? I'm ready. Karla, shall we unveil? Okay, here we go. Unveil your items. All right. Whoa. Each of you get a feathered boa.
That's what I'm talking about.
A deck of cards. Ta-da! A slinky. It's fun. It's a fun.
Blast from the past.
That's right. And a mitten that has lost its mate or a glove.
Oh, mitten.
Don't be sad. Those mittens are going to reincarnate themselves into some art this evening.
Yes.
It's going to be amazing.
All right, then.
All right. Each of our artists have a feather boa, a deck of cards, a mitten, a toothbrush, and a slinky. Good luck. Okay. Yes. Artists, you each have 5 mystery items. Our competitors have a huge challenge in front of them. They have just 20 more minutes to create art that uses all the items from the basket. They can also use items from our craft pantry, things like tissue paper, there are index cards, and clips. I forget what these are called. My COVID brain. Markers of many varieties, including Sharpies. What craft is complete without a little pipe cleaner. They have condiment cups and rubber bands. These things, all kinds of tape, including glittery purple tape and other kinds of clips, tongue depressors, and a lot of other things that I haven't even named. So the most important item our teaching artists will use tonight, though, is a tool they always carry with them, their imaginations. You'll probably see that the further our artists get into their creative projects, the more their imaginations pull them forward. That's the great thing about activating someone's imagination. It's a powerful tool that builds confidence, helps us make connections, and opens possibilities. That's really what we're all about at COMPAS, delivering creative experiences that ignite people's imaginations. Because being creative is how we unleash the potential in all of us. And it's what happens when people work with a talented COMPAS teaching artist, just like the ones you see here tonight. In our creative classroom program, your support helped over 14,000 K-12 students develop their talents and reconnect with school and each other. And in our creative community programs, you helped another 38,000 people in rural areas and the core of our cities find joy and build confidence in their abilities and their voice. Because COMPAS partners with sites like schools, shelters for people facing homelessness, libraries, social service agencies, older adult programs, and more, your support lifts up people throughout our communities. Partners pay up to about 50% of a program's actual costs, and participants aren't charged. Tonight, we are coming together to make sure this important work continues. So please make a donation, even while you're watching the competition. It's easy and secure when you go to compass.org/chops, like it says on the bottom of your screen. So, back to the competition. You can see that our competitors are hard at work. It looks like Emmett is building a whole world over there. And I didn't even know that a loom could add these kinds of materials to it. But Chiaki is weaving wonderful things with the boa and all of the other items in our baskets. And Karla is up to something fantastic too. I can't see her very well from where I am, but I know she's making some magic. Oh, there she is. Well, we're gonna let them keep creating as we take a closer look at who they are.
Hello, my name is Chiaki O'Brien. I'm a COMPAS teaching artist, and I teach saori weaving to all ages and all abilities. Saori weaving is a Japanese contemporary weaving that I brought with me when I moved here from Japan in 2004. Saori focuses on process rather than finished product. Saori doesn't have a word mistake. Instead, we call it happy accident. One of the strongest memory I have is when I was doing a residency at the State Academy for the Blind here in Minnesota. I learned I cannot make excuses that I cannot do anything because I can't see. That's not true. Usually, weaving is one of fiber arts, but I am going to go beyond that. It's not just fiber arts. And that's something I want to prove to the other competitors, but also to the audience. I am so excited to be a part of this event, so thank you, and please enjoy the show.
Hi, my name is Emmett Ramstad, and I am a sculptor, and I make three-dimensional artwork. I make artwork from really familiar objects like socks or soap or toothbrushes, and I make them really, really big or really, really small to make people think about the things that they're using every day. I love being a teaching artist because I love the way that art makes people think creatively. And I like that you can take something really simple like cardboard or wood and turn it into something really different. There's so many different ways to make art. So when I walk around the classroom, I'm always saying, there's so many different ways. And I did a workshop with fourth graders recently, and one of the students was kind of making fun of me every time I said it. But at the end of the whole week, when we did our share back, she said, there's just so many different ways to make a sculpture. And that made me feel really happy as a teaching artist. This is a note to my competitors. You've got 5 objects and this chicken. What are you gonna make with it?
Greetings to all. It is I, COMPAS Teaching Artist of Karla Nweje, teleporting this message from my loft in St. Paul, Minnesota. I'm a movement artist that sees the body as a magnificent apparatus for conveying all sorts of ideas, moods, stories, and so much more.
Being a teaching artist is a truly precious part of my professional practice. I get to connect with participants of all ages, backgrounds, and artistic skill levels through the art forms that I teach. And this variety keeps me energized and properly challenged. And speaking of challenges, let's talk about creative chops. Although I don't really have a challenge to pose to my competitors, I do have a great one for myself, and that is to have a ton of fun creating a piece that I hope will be worthy of your appreciation. Let's do this.
As you can see, there are no live chickens here. But if we use our imaginations, maybe those feather boas can be chicken stand-ins. What I'm most curious about is something in Karla's video. Karla?
Hey, how's it going, Aimee?
I'm doing pretty good. How's it going over there?
Not bad.
Are you going to add levitation to your dance tonight?
Ooh, Aimee, let's hope that the force is with me.
Okay, well, you'll have to stay tuned in to find out. As you can see, 3 very different art forms are representing tonight: weaving, dancing, and sculpture. I'm just glad I don't have to pick whose artwork is most creative. That's up to you, our community of viewers. At approximately 7:25, our competitors will show us their brand new creations. Then, if you're signed into YouTube, you can vote. So be sure to sign in. Oh, looks like we have a question from the audience. How many teaching artists does it take to screw in a light bulb? I'm just kidding. It says, how many teaching artists does COMPAS have? I can take this one. If you count all the individual artists and all the members of ensembles, there are over 130 artists on the COMPAS roster. One of the things I enjoy about being a COMPAS teaching artist is that I get to meet so many different types of artists. COMPAS has artists who work in literary, musical, visual, and performing arts. And they come from all over the world, so they bring many different art forms and traditions with them. Depending on what our partner sites want, our artists can engage people in workshops for an hour or 2, or an arts residency that lasts for a week or longer. They can mentor teenagers in different art forms or deliver a stunning performance. Like this. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle and here is my spout. When you hear me whistle and a bubbling about, just tip me over and pour me out. Well, I'm a little teapot, I'm short and I'm stout. Here is my handle and here is my spout. When you hear me whistling, woo, start to shout. Just a tip and a up of my handle now, baby, and pour me out. Just a tip and a up of my handle now, baby, and pour me out. Just a tip of my handle and pour me out. Oh, thanks. I could go on, as you can imagine. But you can also see profiles of all the teaching artists on the COMPAS website. And here is another question. Emmett, do you usually get an idea that inspires the materials you use? Or do you find materials and then get an idea?
That is a great question, Aimee. I usually get inspired by the material first. For instance, I was in the bathtub taking a bath, and I was thinking, my neighbor might be in the bathtub only 10 feet away. And I started thinking about how we're both having a relaxing time, separate, but together. And so I made a sculpture with a regular size bathtub and a 15-foot bathtub at Franconia with a sidewalk in between, just like me and my neighbor.
That's amazing. I always tell my students a similar thing. When you feel like you're stuck, just look around you and you might find some inspiration.
Yes.
As a teaching,
Inspiration is all around us.
exactly. As a teaching artist, I get to see the magic that happens inside a classroom when students are engaged in creative experiences. I'm there for those light bulb moments when a kid realizes, I can do this. We're happy tonight to share 2 examples of student artwork. The first is Josh Vail reading his poem, When I Was Younger. He's one of 100 young writers who became published authors this year in our 42nd annual anthology of student writing. Then, COMPAS board president Yvette Trotman will share the artwork from a recent arts residency at Red Lake Elementary, way up north of Bemidji. Take it away, Josh.
Hello, my name is Josh Vail. I was in 8th grade when I wrote this poem, and I was at Southview Middle School. My poet/mentor was Frank Centuali, and the poem is called When I Was Younger. Enjoy. When I was younger, my reality wasn't engaged like strategies to make up for my pain, long-lost memories that I would cultivate. My name means God will save, less of a direction, but more of a pace to acknowledge the waste, hit the brakes, and compensate. I'll be honest, I miss my mother. People in this life act like they don't need each other. When I was younger, people didn't wear masks, not a COVID thing, just a clear path. Listening to old CDs and rap helped me learn that. I have met a lot of two-faced people, saying all the nice ways they will treat you, but deep down they don't think you're equal, rat you out in the worst moments. Some poets believe in waves of motion, but I never liked that for a second I would be opened and engulfed by my devotion when I was younger. I used to listen. Now I appreciate the little fishes that enjoy the warm water from my burned bridges. False idols are the painful gimmicks because deep down people knew they made the wrong decision when I was younger. I wished I knew it all. I can't say that's changed much, no withdrawal. When I was younger, I spoke in clear tongues, clear thoughts in mere tons. I'd walk and you'd run, true age and things new, fall down and things bruise, peasants walk in king's shoes. Wishing away my dreams as Rumpelstiltskin, newborn child led astray, and I'm filled with rage, pain, power, poison. People's choices mask their feelings which are distorted. Happiness is at the core, but we lose sight of what's important. Happiness is at the core, but we lose sight of what's important. Thank you for listening to my poem.
Good evening, friends. Welcome to Creative Chops, or signature fundraising event. My name is Yvette Trotman, and I'm president of the COMPAS board. Tonight, I'm inviting you to join me in supporting COMPAS with a financial gift. For every $26 donated, we are able to provide a student with a life-changing experience by discovering their own talents, doing more than they ever thought possible, and teaching them coping skills. Let's take, for example, the students at Red Lake Elementary in Northwest Minnesota. Their teachers told us that students were completing their schoolwork, but most students were just going through the motions. Teachers were concerned about students' mental health and long-term learning, especially during this pandemic. That's where the generous support from donors like you, my friends, helped bring in COMPAS Teaching Artist Benjamin Dumas Roux. As one of Red Lake's teachers said, Benjamin's circus arts residency was just what the doctor ordered. This is one example of where art and mental health intersect. Research has shown juggling to boost brain development, learners' moods, and support mindfulness. Benjamin worked with most grades to teach them the art of juggling. Students practiced with scarves and balls, and even peacock feathers. Benjamin also incorporated some theater and history. Students practiced and learned and practiced. They tried things that were uncomfortable at first and failed. They tried again and then failed some more. However, to quote one student, letting go of that third ball is definitely a mind game. The students didn't give up, and soon they experienced success. This positive energy and laughter, generated by learning through doing and being creative, re-engaged students in many aspects of school and carried over into other areas of their lives. There truly is something magical that happens when a student's imagination is sparked with the help of a COMPAS teaching artist. And you are a part of making that magic happen. We welcome your donation. To make a donation, simply follow the directions at the bottom of your screen. And we want to thank you for coming together as a community, for supporting the mental health of many of our students, and for giving them this gift of creative experiences. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Josh and Yvette. Josh for showing us to keep those important things in mind, and Yvette and Benjamin for helping young people and all of us to learn that you only fail if you quit. You cannot fail if you keep going. We're coming down to the wires. Our artists aren't failing over there. They're still going at it. And we have another question from the audience. Chiaki, yes. What do you think participants enjoy the most about Saori weaving?
Saori weaving, actually, Saori, S-A-O-R-I, Ori means weaving in Japanese, and the sa is actually sa-i. Zen word means everything here has its own beauty. So Saori weaving is totally self-expression. It's so forgiving me that I don't need to say don't, or you screwed up. No mistakes, it's all happy accidents. And at the beginning of the class, especially adults class, I say, take out your brains, put them in your purse, and just follow your hearts. You are 5 years old or younger. Just be happy. So that's what they like. Oh, no mistakes. I can do whatever I want.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes. Imagine if we all had that kind of lesson guiding us through each day. I can't make a mistake. Let me follow my heart. Thank you, Chiaki. I say the same kind of things to my students. It's art. You cannot do it wrong. Oh, looks like we have another question. Karla, this one is for you. What is something you learned from a recent student?
I learned from one of my older adults that how grateful they are to be moving, because many of them, depending on where they were and how they were raised, didn't get a chance to actually dance. And so they really consider it a privilege.
Wow. Thank you.
Yes.
Well, I learn a lot from my students also. I can remember being in a classroom of second graders, and I was having a group of students ad-lib a story. I would tell a piece of the story, and then I would indicate to a student to add another part of the story. And there was one young person in the room who was in a wheelchair, and he didn't have the ability to speak. And he got up in front on the stage with all of the rest of the people in his group, and when it was his turn to add to the story, there was kind of a hush fell over the room. There was a lot of tension, like, oh my goodness, what is going to happen? I think his friends were kind of afraid that he might fail. But when I asked him, I think I said a phrase like, and then the vampire said, and he said, ah! and I said, yes, ah! And I added it to the story, and the classroom erupted. A little later on, I went back and I indicated to him again to add something to the story, and he used his device. He pushed a few buttons, and an electronic voice said something that was perfect for where we were in the story at that moment. And I learned that even if I look at a child or other people are looking at a person and they think they know what that person is capable of, I'm probably wrong. And if we just offer them an opportunity to create, they're probably going to surprise us and everyone in the community, and also demonstrate the value that they have to that community. Okay, we have about a minute or so left in the competition. Thank you to all of you who have already donated. We've already raised, we have almost $12,000. And thank you to our sponsors, RBC Wealth Management and 3M, two organizations that understand the power of creativity. I think I messed that up. We have $12,000 to go, I think. Is that right? Oh, no, wrong again. $4,000 to go. We're so close. You all, what are you waiting for? Go down there to the donate button or go over to the COMPAS website and donate. If you haven't donated yet, there is still time. You can give people the life-changing experience of discovering their own talents and being inspired to do more than they ever thought they could. From children to older adults, you can make the difference. There is a donation link right under this YouTube window that takes you to the donate page. Go, do it now. Well, it looks like our artists are putting the finishing touches on their artwork. Everyone is working furiously. Our Creative Chops 2022 winner will receive this beautiful original trophy with this lovely guy doing an interpretive dance about table tennis. It's amazing. Okay. And we have about 30 seconds left. You should be using this 30 seconds to go down to the bottom of the YouTube page, push that donate button, and get your donation in so we can get that match from our sponsors. Okay. I see, oh, the weave is coming off of the loom. The glue gun is still frantically applying items to this amazing world that Emmett is creating. And Karla is rehearsing her presentation with all of the items. We're almost there. Oh, I can hardly wait to see what each artist is going to present. I don't know what you think is about to happen. We're about to find out. We have 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, artists, put your glue guns and other items down. Stop moving those feet, Karla. And the Creative Chops 2022 challenge is now complete. Challengers, we're ready to see what you have created. Emmett, how about you go first?
All right. I made this magical world. I really love it when I see familiar things turned into something else. So right here we have a cityscape. It is snowing out. The stars are out. There is this magical firework display happening here. There's a road. There's a nice little smattering of public sculptures in the front here. So we have a city.
Tell us about that toothbrush. Oh, is it like...
The toothbrush is acting as the smoke coming out. I love toothbrushes. I made a piece with 180 toothbrushes once, so I was excited about that one.
Awesome. And where's your slinky?
Okay. Oh, yes, I was supposed to say everything. Okay, the slinky is right here. It is part of the city. The toothbrush is right here. The playing cards are everywhere. The mitten has been transformed into these two organic-shaped buildings. The firework display with the... Is that
the boa,
everything?
Yeah.
Did I get it?
Yeah, amazing. Good job. All right.
I got a little on my face, though, while I was going.
That's my favorite part. Thanks. Okay. Next up, we will take a moment to look at Chiaki's weaving. Chiaki, would you show us what you made?
Yes.
Wow.
So I have, this is, everybody wants to travel right now. So the family, their last name is Hart. The Hart families are traveling with a very comfy, like a carpet instead of airplanes. And of course, you have to have toothbrush in your bag. And you also need to worry about your trash. You cannot just leave everything, trash, you have to pick them up. So make sure you clean up. And then this family has kids, so even though they are comfy on a magic carpet, they still want some toys. So that is a Slinky, which I didn't know that name was. My new word for today, Slinky. And did I say everything? Oh, the mitten.
Yes,
so
I see
the mitten, yeah, this is the bag. And also, maybe sometimes it's cold, so they have scarves. Some people have scarves. So they are very comfy and traveling throughout the day and night and sunset.
That is amazing.
So that's my wish. I want to travel.
On a magic carpet.
Yes.
Excellent. I knew that we were going to see weaving, but I had no idea there would be a whole story to go along with Chiaki's artwork. Okay, Karla, you are our final presenter. Are you ready?
Yeah, Amy. This piece is entitled simply Dress Up.
Thank you. Yes, make it rain. Okay, audience, I hope your money is flowing out of your hands just like Karla's cards. The decision about who was the most creative is now in your hands. You should see a blue box pop up in the chat. If you're watching in full screen mode, scroll down and you'll see the chat. Then click on Chiaki, Emmett, or Karla to vote for who you think has the most chops to create art on the spot. You got 1 minute. While you vote, I want to let you know that our competitors have agreed to stick around after the show to answer a few more questions. So if you have something you'd like to know, please type it in the chat. And if watching our competitors got your creative juices flowing, stick around for just a few more minutes to get a preview of free creative activities that are available on the COMPAS website. There's even a theater activity by me and my daughter. While we wait for you all to finish voting, well, Emmett, how'd it go tonight?
I laughed, I cried, and I think that I nearly wet my pants a little bit.
Well, I have to say that what you created is amazing. So many different pieces of found things that you would find. I see the tongue depressors, and I see the cups. Good job.
Thank you.
Everyone, really good work. I could never have imagined what you have created this evening. Chiaki, did you have a good time tonight?
Oh, I did. It was fun. Yeah.
Karla, what are you going to take away from this experience?
Just having fun and, pleasing, your audience or connecting with your audience without taking myself too seriously.
Audience, I asked Karla a question and she didn't have a microphone. I'm just going to ask you to repeat your answer.
Oh, okay. So it's just, for me, Aimee, it was having a ball and just not taking myself too seriously as, you know, as an artist, but just really enjoying the process.
Yeah, isn't that the point always, to create without having all of the pressure of getting it right?
Yes.
I think we all got to experience the fun of that this evening. And now we're just waiting to see who is going to win this lovely trophy. I know you won. It's amazing. No, you can't have it. Yes. Okay. I'm getting the signal that the vote is closing. Oh, thank you. And it looks like our 2022 Creative Chops winner is Emmett! Congratulations! Yes, congratulations. Did you ever imagine that you had the chops to make art on the spot?
I didn't know I did have the chops, but it turns out there was a lot of chops here, and I feel like together the synergy meant that we all really won this challenge. So.
Aww, sharing his award with all of the artists. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all of you who donated. If you have not donated yet, it is not too late. Even after this show is over, you can still donate at any time. You can make a monthly donation. Anything that you have to offer will go to enhancing the creativity of people of all ages in our community. Well, that is our show.
I forgot to say it's my mom's birthday.
Oh, it's Emmett's mom's birthday. Happy birthday, Mom.
My mom taught me everything I know as an artist, and this is for you, Mom. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Thank you for joining us tonight. We hope you're inspired to create some art of your own. If you haven't yet had a chance to donate, like I said, you can still do that right now and inspire people throughout our communities. Remember, you can stick around if you want to ask our artists some questions or see a preview of free art programs that you can access on the COMPAS website. Again, I'm Aimee K. Bryant. It was a great privilege to be your host this evening. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Okay, I'm checking in to see if there are any questions. Not yet. Any artists, do you have any closing thoughts before we sign off? I put them on the spot.
I was just great to get to know them, even, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we are, you know, all campus artists, but we don't get to see each other so much, especially during the pandemic.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Good point, Chiaki. Yeah. It was fun.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I was thinking that in a competition, the main thing I go into, I think about it with my kid, is that we talk about doing a competition, and really the thing about playing together and making art is that there is no real winner. And then what it's really fun is to strive and do your best and have a really good time. And that is what makes being creative so special.
Yes, and that's what we all got to experience tonight. Thank you all.
Yay.
Oh, I'm getting a note from our producer. Oh, here's a question for Emmett, I think. Oh, for Chiaki. Yes. What is the most unusual material you've worked with?
Well, maybe tonight. What is it, Slinky? Slinky. Actually, when I teach people, they bring things like, oh, I lost my dog recently, so I want to make a memorial piece. So dog color, dog hair. I have some people horse tail, you know. So it can be anything, but for me, it's tonight. Slinky.
Well, we're glad that we could provide you with that challenge to work with something that you have never worked with before. Okay, well, we don't have any more questions for our artists, so we want to thank you once again for joining us and for all of your support. And good night.
Yay!
Are we out?
Yeah.
I was born creative, but I must work to stay that way.
Because my creativity is precious.
When I invest in my creativity,
I invest in a part of myself
that makes me not only better able to survive in this world, but to thrive. Because I am an artist.
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 Because I'm an artist.
A creative.
A visionary.
My voice matters, and I have something important to say.
I will develop creative new solutions to old problems.
Because creativity isn't a matter of the haves and have-nots.
It isn't a privilege of the young or a luxury of the old.
Creativity is for everyone.
I am a writer,
a dancer,
a sculptor,
a poet,
a puppeteer.
I am the future.
And I will change the world.
Hello, welcome to COMPAS Home Studio.
Hi, my name is Andrew Young.
My name is Mei Li Yang.
My name is Mally.
My name is Shakun.
My name is Victor Yepes.
My name is Chiaki O'Brien.
My name is T. Michael Rambo, and I am a COMPAS roster artist.
Today, I'd like to show you how to do kumihimo.
Today, I have a paper cutting activity for you.
Today's workshop is called Recipe for Creative Writing.
We're going to talk about mosaic today.
I thought it'd be great to center our attention on something called blackout poetry.
To amplify the artist that lives in you.